I'm Viken Yegparian, Executive Vice President at Stack's Bowers Galleries, working out of our New York office.
What are you guys doing here at the Berlin show?
Well, we're here to showcase the Bruun Collection and to just meet with clients and show our face here in Europe. We've had a small presence here for many years, but we want to up our game a little bit. Taking a full booth this year and hopefully growing into an even larger booth. Seeing more and more people every time that we come here. We have representatives all the time in Europe, but our show presence has been small and growing over these years. So we're very much looking forward to meeting more and more people here in Germany and Berlin, but also all over Europe and all over the world. I personally have been at the company for 25 years. I started out with Stack's Rare Coins in 2000, and I've been in the New York office since. I work personally mostly on the auction side of the business, so I've been very much involved in things like the Elie Bruhn Collection, which this is the first catalog, and this was one of our big things of 2024. We sold over $15 million in this inaugural auction, which is the best collection of Scandinavian coinage in private hands. It was off the market for a century, since Elie Bruhn passed away. He had developed a provision in his will that said, look, I don't need to sell these coins, or my family doesn't need to sell these coins when I die, but I've seen the disaster and destruction of World War I, and if something were to happen to the Danish National Collection, whether it was stolen or destroyed in bombing or whatever, that my collection would become a gift to the Danish state if the Danish National Collection was destroyed. But if after 100 years, the Danish National Collection was intact, undamaged, unstolen, then my collection will go to auction to benefit whoever my heirs will be. So we hit that 100-year mark in 2023, and we were working hard for the last several years to work with the family to get that collection, to get the Elie Bruhn collection under the Stack's Bowers banner, and we were successful at that, and we took possession of the collection in 2024 and immediately started working on getting the coins ready for auction. And that first auction came in September in Copenhagen, selling some amazing coins, including this cover coin, the Gold Noble of King Hans, the only one in private hands, and it sold for 1.2 million hammer price, 1.44 million euro, I should say, when including the buyer's premium. So that was one of the very exciting things that we did in 2024. But we sold coins, paper money of all sorts, amazing U.S. coins. Before
you guys did the flowing hair too. Oh.
We did the flowing hair gold coins, the first 230 pieces numbered. The first piece with the die selling for $400,000 or $500,000.
Really?
Was just an incredible. I do mostly the classic U.S. coins and classic world and ancient coins, so I was very surprised at the reception that we received for that product, because not every modern mint product gets the attention and demand that the flowing hair dollars did, the flowing hair gold coins did. So it was just amazing to see the reception from known clients, but also new people kind of seeing what we were doing for the mint with that program. Depending on the number and the grade, they sold, I think, anywhere from about $30,000 hammer to this number one with the die selling for $300,000 or $400,000 hammer. So there's a pretty wide range there, depending on the number and the quality.
We talked a little bit about the Richard Margolas Collection off camera. Could you kind of describe your experience working with that collection?
Look, Richard's reputation preceded itself. For me, I've been collecting coins since I was 6, and I started attending the New York International Numismatic Convention, which Richard was the founder of. So I would buy coins from him as a kid in the 1990s. So I knew Richard, but I had no idea. I knew that he was very focused on from the French Revolution to the early 19th century, but I just didn't realize how in-depth and amazing the collection was in terms of just regular issues by date and mint, patterns and essays and off-metal strikes, tokens and medals. I mean, everything was either super rare, super unusual, or just super high quality. So, we started out with a very succinct group that was his U.S.-oriented thing. So, commission Americana medals, Betts medals, things that were relating to American history. And one of his medals, the unique Stuart Medal, Commission Americana Congressional Medal, to Stuart in bronze, the only one in private hands. It sold for $900,000. So we really got off with a bang.
Yeah.
And that was in March of 2024, followed by in August of 2024, some of his the first tranche of his French pieces, which just had amazing reception, some amazing prices, and continuing with the pieces in January 2025 that we sold at the New York International Numismatic Convention. And there will be another year or more of his collection, because
so there's more parts.
Oh my God, there's many thousands of pieces. When I was part of the team that received the collection from the estate, Richard passed away a number of years ago, and his wife, his widow, passed away last year or the year before, and it was 11 safe deposit boxes of material. So it was not a small. It was not a small collection. So it's the kind of thing that you don't just throw out all at once, but you take a measured approach, because if you put too much out there, it becomes too much for the collectors and even us to fathom and to organize properly. You want to have a measured approach so that you can maximize the value and allow collectors and dealers representing their clients to be able to digest several hundred or more pieces at a time. I think I forgot the piece count, but it was something on the order of 5,000 items, ranging from $50 to over $100,000. So
that's one. You don't have a picture of all the coins out on the table or anything, do you?
No, I mean it was there. I mean, Richard had things in boxes. Some of the things that have been in this. He started collecting in at least the 1950s. So there were things that were probably in the same envelopes and things since the 50s or 60s in his boxes. But
he probably made good prices too.
Yeah, he probably paid relative to today.
Yeah.
But I think he wasn't, in his day, I think he wasn't afraid to step out to get something very rare, and it was a great collection by any standard, but it was a very academic collection too. He was interested in filling in every little detail, every little hole, every piece that existed that he could get his hands on. So
it really feels like a chronology of French history.
For sure. I mean, it's a chronology of French history in a very narrow time period. I mean, that was his great focus. I mean, he did as I said, the regular issues from kind of the French Revolutionary period through about 1820, 1830 in some cases, but just the depth and the breadth of it was just amazing.
Super.
And he was a dealer. I mean, he was able to find these things because he was traveling to Europe. He was traveling to coin shows, so he was able to kill two birds with one stone. So it's always handy to be able
tie in to get people to come to the Berlin show.
So his business, exactly. So his business expenses were paid, and this is my first time in Berlin at the Berlin show.
Mine as well.
So, well, congratulations. But it's really eye-opening to see the difference in how a major coin show is done here versus in the U.S., which is very much
very stark difference.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different business model. So
I'm hoping we can bring some of this over to the U.S. I feel like the fun show could use some major mints setting up.
Yeah, look, this was developed proactively, so I think it takes a show promoter to say, hey, we want to make this happen, whether it's World Mints or other similar organizations, promoting not only classic coins like we are, that's the majority of our business, but also these modern mint projects, which have really what is produced today. I mean, I feel like mints and promoters have really upped their game in the last decade or more in terms of the quality and the breadth and the topics that are covered. I mean, I have I have two little kids at home, so I was shopping around to see what souvenir I might take that's they're not collectors per se, but something that speaks to them in coin form or in numismatic form, because not everything out there on the floor is a traditional coin or metal looking thing. You have all sorts of three-dimensional objects. Look, we attend all the major coin shows in the U.S. as well as some of the more smaller local and regional shows. In Europe, we have teams that will hit all the major shows in Europe. We recently inaugurated in order to help work on the Bruun Collection. We opened an office hiring 3 of the best numismatists in all of Scandinavia to catalog and to interface with not only local clients, but clients around the world to understand the historical importance and rarity of so many of the coins that we'll be selling for from the Elie Bruun Collection. So the Elie Bruun Collection is going to be an ongoing project. We're projecting 3 to 5 years of coins. There's 20,000 objects to sell. We've sold 286 of them so far.
Yeah, barely made a dent.
Exactly, but we do have an auction that closes in mid-February. That's one of the complaints that we got about the Bruun Collection was that there wasn't anything for the average collector to buy in that first auction. I mean, everything was kind of in the 10,000 to 1.4 million euro range. So we have a collector's choice online auction closing February 19th and 20th, I believe. You'll have things that are 100 euros, a few thousand euros, so that it'll be much more everyman oriented, and that'll be quickly followed by the next live Bruun auction in March, which is in Zurich. So if you want to get another business trip, Isaac, you can meet us in Zurich and do that auction. But we have we're planning great things on the U.S. side, and we have our twice a year Hong Kong auction. So if you're interested in Chinese and East Asian numismatics, we have our amazing Hong Kong auctions. Our team is putting the finishing touches on our next one, which will happen in April in Hong Kong. So there's never a dull moment at Stax Bowers. It's I love what I do because every day is different. I get to deal with all sorts of collections, work with all sorts of great clients, and one day I might be working on an ancient coin or a collection. Another day I might be working on an amazing collection of Scandinavian. We just never know what opportunities are going to present themselves, what opportunities we're going to make, throughout the year.
Yeah, seems like a coin collector's dream job.
I have many people who are kind of had very successful careers, who are clients of ours that say, they always wish that they could do something like I do. And I like Q David Bowers used to say to us, I haven't worked a day in my life, and I very much feel the same way. That I'm fortunate that I could take my hobby and make a career out of it. Yeah. So it's I think that's special. That a lot of my friends they have very successful careers, but I think I'm the only one of the guys that I went to college with, for example, that have been in the same place for 25 years because I love the company. I love the business.
Any closing remarks before we close it out?
No, look, hopefully we'll see you again in Europe somewhere and all over the U.S. And if anyone has any questions, is interested in Stax Bowers, I encourage them to visit us online. And you can, if you already work with someone, reach out to us by email, by phone. If you don't, feel free to reach out to me if I can help in any way. I of course will. You can find my email and contact information at staxbowers.com.